In this video, we'll explore interpretations of division. Now, we can write division several different ways, but they all mean the same. We have A divided by B, and we can write them with slash, the symbol, the longhand form, or even the fraction form. We have three parts to division. We have the dividend, which is our number being divided. We have the divisor, which is the number dividing into the dividend, and then the quotient is the solution of the two. When we talk about division, we have two different ways we can interpret a division problem. We can either be doing a measurement division, which is how many groups are there, or a partitive division, which is how many are in each group. So with the measurement division, we say given the total number of objects and the number of objects in each group, find out the number of groups. So Tommy has 10 pieces of candy, and he wants to give it away so that each friend has 2 pieces. How many friends did he give candy to? So we can group them in twos. And we can see that there are 5 groups of 2. And our answer is the number of groups, 5. Whereas in partitive, it's how many are in each group. So Tommy has 10 pieces of candy. He gives all of his candy to 2 friends. So I can split this now among the 2 friends, and I can say how many pieces did each friend get. And you can see there's 5 in each group. So those are our two main interpretations of division. How many groups are there versus how many are in each group. Now within those types of problems, we can look at different versions of them. We have the grouping problems, similar to what we just did. For example, I have 36 cans, and in each can there's 9 cans in each row. How many rows are there? Versus 36 cans in 4 rows. How many are in each row? A rate problem is going to be dealing with speed, distance, time. Price deals with money, and the multiplicative comparison is comparing 2 groups. Sam builds a tower 72 inches tall. Andre builds a tower 8 inches tall. How many times taller is Sam's tower? And we've talked about multiplicative comparison before. Now let's look at these examples. Say a group of friends decide to go to the movies. If there are 12 friends and each car can hold 4 people, how many cars are needed? And this would be 12 divided by 4 tells us how many cars in this problem. And this is a grouping problem with measurement division because we're trying to figure out how many groups we can make. The next one, I have 8 cases of soda for $32. How much is each case? It's $4 a case. And it's partitive division, and it's a price problem because we're dealing with money and we're trying to figure out the price of each case. And the last one, Betty and Emma collect dolls. Emma has 7 dolls, Betty has 21 dolls. How many times more dolls does Betty have than Emma? She has 3 times as many, and we say this is multiplicative comparison and it's a measurement. Now when we relate these to multiplication, we know that division is the inverse operation of multiplication, so we can write an equivalent statement for each. If we have A divided by B equals some value, we know that that value times B will equal A. So say we have Tommy has 10 pieces of candy. He gives all of it away so each friend has 2 pieces. How many friends did he give candy? We know that when we do this, that you have the total number of candy, you have the 2 pieces per friend, and there's 5 friends. Now if I want to change that to a multiplication problem, I know that 5 times 2 gives me 10. The number of friends, the number of pieces of candy each friend gets, the total number of pieces of candy. Now when we talk about dividing by 0, where 0 is in the dividend, we have the total number of objects is 0 divided by the total number of groups. Anytime we do that, that's going to equal 0. And the reason we know this is because we can use the multiplication statement to help us out. What number times B will equal 0? Well, 0 times anything always equals 0, so this is possible. However, what happens when it's in the divisor? A divided by 0. This means that we have to have some number that we can multiply by 0 to make A. And that cannot happen. There's no number that you can multiply by 0 to make another number, because the product is always 0. Also, if A does happen to be 0, the problem is considered to be indeterminate. Now, last thing, when we talk about division of negative numbers, it's going to follow the same rules as multiplication. So when we have an odd number of negative numbers, the solution will be negative. But when we have an even number of negatives, the solution will be positive. So a negative divided by a positive gives us a negative solution. A positive divided by a negative is a negative, and then if we have two negatives, it's going to make a positive. So 12 divided by negative 3 is a negative 4. Negative 3 divided by negative 5 is a positive 6.